Hey guys, what's going on? So I just packed it all up, jumped in an airplane, and I'm getting ready to fly to Tulsa, Oklahoma for the Starbird Custom Hot Rod Show. I've never been out here before. I've been to the racetrack out here a couple times, but I've never been out here for one of these car shows. So I generally like to do this. I fire up my phone and I just stick it behind the vent or the shade and just get a little footage time lapse of the flight. It's just kind of interesting. I don't do a lot of voiceovers either, so I figured I'd give it a shot on this video. Um, yeah, flying into Tulsa, landing. And safe. Got to the hotel. It was very cool. Reminded me of the MPMI, I think it's called, out here in Anaheim. Just had to chill for a little while, waiting to go eat. The Starbird crew was actually very cool and able to hook me up with someone to help me set everything up and then a driver to get me to and from the event. As soon as we got to the event, they took me right to my booth. It was all set up. They made a big old giant banner, which is pretty cool. And this is what I had to stare at for 3 days. What a bummer. Got there like 1 day early when they were setting up, so the track wasn't really set up. They had like an indoor demolition derby, all kinds of craziness. Bumped into all kinds of cool people, so took tons of selfies. I walked around the rat rod side, downstairs, I guess they call it, and there was just so much nice stuff down there. The way I like it, kind of patinaed out. Met a bunch of cool people down there. But bumped into some pretty nice Volkswagens. The Vanagon and that van right there was actually really cool. And this squareback was really nice. It was hard to believe that that was actually a driver. Yeah, I saw this patina spot. Poppy's patina, I think it was. And was checking that stuff out. And then bumped into this guy. Finally got a selfie with him, so that was cool. It's the only time I've never had to stand in line to talk to Derek. He didn't really have much to say, though. So upstairs, when we get up there in a second, you'll see all those cars up there were just, very high-end builds. But I kind of gravitated to the bottom down here, downstairs. I mean, I like the realistic type roadsters and hot rods. I think this guy wanted to race.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, the rocket ship or the bomb right there with the saddle was interesting. I was surprised by how many Volkswagens were out there. Yeah, once again, I prefer the builds that anybody can do. You can get your own personal touches on them. You don't need that crazy one-of-a-kind. I mean, you kind of do, but the just over-the-top builds are interesting to look at, but you just couldn't. I could never bring myself to A, build one, or B, drive it after I built it.
What's up, buddy?
This thing was nice. Total survivor car.
Monterey? Oh, okay. I'm doing a 53 right now. Doing a 53 Merc Monterey. What's your name?
Get a couple generations in that truck.
Hi, buddy.
In the trunk, I mean. Yeah, this was wild. A trailer and I guess an early Suburban. That thing was running and driving. Yeah, everywhere you look around here, like we're at the furthest, I guess it would be sort of the north side of the building, I think. And as you can tell from the lights up in the ceiling, this was an enormous building. Supposedly, it was the largest indoor car show in the United States. This is pretty cool. It's like RC car races. I should have came back and checked that out when it was running. The guy was working on this stuff. I spent many hours working on RC cars. I couldn't tell if everybody on the right here was one big club, but they all had very cool, interesting builds. I really like the lack of paint on everything. It's right up my alley. A diesel motor. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, this is crazy. The amount of detail in that motor was over the top. Real nice build. Yeah, I was able to do this. It was Friday before anybody was really there. The place absolutely filled up. There was like standing room only. It was bumper to bumper cars everywhere. And then they had the racetrack on the other side of those bleachers right there. Yeah, I spotted this truck on the road. I was hoping I'd be able to get a better look at it. Yeah, it's like a vintage, early 20s, it looks like. Maybe 30s school bus. And the COE is not a COE, it's a CFE. That's a rare and exotic engine right there. They call it a big block. Now I get the leg day up the stairs. Or up the ramp. So yeah, this is a legit race car with a crazy body on it. They had absolutely everything here. There was a crazy mini bike show. wild Harleys doing all kinds of insane stuff. I didn't actually go back down for that. It's difficult to shoot stuff and then actually walk around and appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I shoot what I can, but it's weird to look through the camera. You can't really enjoy what you're looking at if you're trying to get content. Oh, this is wild. This had a couple of, like 2 superchargers bolted to a homemade intake with a couple of Starbird 97s on the top. This thing was wild. I actually saw this thing on Power Tour the first time I ever went. So I ended up back at my booth. This guy was pretty funny. He didn't have anything to sign. So he just whipped out a $100 bill. I scribbled on that. Felony, check. This is my buddy Rod and Avi. Very first time I went on Power Tour was with Rod. And then met Avi. I don't know. Wiener dogs? Because what's better than 1 picture of a wiener dog? 2. And then these guys came by a couple times. They came back later with their husband, and we hung out, took some pictures, and I think I gave them a hat. Nice crew. That's good parenting right there. And then once again, this is my the view I had to deal with for 3 days. It was so difficult. After going to this event, I felt like coming home and cutting my cars up and starting over. But it was an awesome event. I was happy I got an opportunity to go to it. Hope to do it next year.